Switch over to. To change from one thing to another. Synonym for. Switch over to. Transition to, change to, convert to, shift to, move to, migrate to. The company decided to switch over to renewable energy sources to reduce its carbon footprint. After years of using traditional methods, the school finally switched over to digital textbooks. The company decided to switch over to eco-friendly packaging. Grow into. To develop or mature over time. Synonym for. Grow into. Develop into, mature into, evolve into, progress into, blossom into, transform into. Over time, the small startup grew into a multinational corporation. The small startup grew into a major player in the industry. Children need time to grow into their roles and responsibilities. Transform into. To change completely into a different form or state. Synonym for. Transform into. Change into, metamorphose into, convert into, morph into, evolve into, turn into. The old warehouse was transformed into a vibrant art gallery. The caterpillar transformed into a butterfly after weeks in the cocoon. The caterpillar transforms into a butterfly during the pupal stage. Revamp. To renovate or make extensive changes to improve something. Synonym for. Revamp. Renovate, remodel, refurbish, upgrade, renew, improve. The company decided to revamp its marketing strategy to appeal to younger consumers. The restaurant underwent a revamp with new decor and a revised menu. The company decided to revamp its outdated website for a more modern look. Shake up. To make significant changes to a system or organization. Synonym for. Shake up. Disrupt, reorganize, overhaul, restructure, transform, upset. The new CEO shook up the company with a series of bold decisions. The scandal shook up the political establishment. The new CEO plans to shake up the company's management structure. Phase out. To gradually eliminate or discontinue something. Synonym for. Phase out. Eliminate, withdraw, remove, retire, discontinue, cease. As technology advances, older models of smartphones are phased out of production. The government plans to phase out single-use plastics to reduce environmental impact. The company is phasing out its older product models. Break with tradition. To depart from established customs or practices. Synonym for. Break with tradition. Depart from convention, innovate, modernize, revolutionize, challenge custom, disregard precedent. The innovative design breaks with tradition, offering a fresh approach. The new generation of designers decided to break with tradition and experiment with unconventional materials. The decision to include women in the previously all-male club was a break with tradition. Turn around. To reverse a negative situation or trend. Synonym for. Turn around. Reverse, rectify, improve, change, alter, transform. The new marketing strategy helped turn around the company's declining sales. With new management, the company was able to turn around its financial troubles. The team's performance turned around dramatically after the halftime pep talk. Bring in. To introduce something new or different. Synonym for. Bring in. Introduce, implement, incorporate, integrate, enforce, enact. The company decided to bring in consultants to help with the restructuring process. The new law brought in stricter penalties for environmental violations. The organization decided to bring in a new policy for remote work. Overhaul. To thoroughly examine and make necessary changes. Synonym for. Overhaul. Renovate, restructure, revamp, refurbish, modernize, improve. The education system requires an overhaul to better prepare students for the modern world. The business underwent an overhaul to improve efficiency. The car needed a complete overhaul after years of neglect. Come into effect. To become active or enforceable. Synonym for. Come into effect. Take effect, go into effect, become operational, start, begin, commence. The new regulations will come into effect next month. The contract comes into effect as soon as both parties sign it. The new regulations will come into effect next month. Adjust to. To modify or alter in response to a change. Synonym for. Adjust to. Adapt to. Modify for. Acclimate to. Accommodate. Alter to. Conform to. Moving to a new country requires adjusting to different customs and language. It took her some time to adjust to the new work schedule after changing departments. Employees need to adjust to the new working hours. Phase down. To gradually reduce or decrease. Synonym for. Phase down. Reduce gradually, scale down, taper off, decrease slowly, wind down, diminish incrementally. The company decided to phase down production of the outdated model to make way for the new design. The company decided to phase down production due to decreased demand. The government plans to phase down subsidies for fossil fuels to promote renewable energy. Modernize. To update or bring up to date with current trends or technology. Synonym for. Modernize. Update, upgrade, revamp, innovate, reform, renovate. The government aims to modernize the transportation infrastructure. The company invested in modernizing its manufacturing processes to increase efficiency. The library underwent renovations to modernize its facilities and services. Shift away from. To move or change direction away from a particular focus. Synonym for. Shift away from. Move from, transition from, change focus from, veer from, diverge from, deviate from. The company decided to shift away from fossil fuels and focus on renewable energy sources. The company is shifting away from traditional advertising towards digital marketing. Many consumers are shifting away from traditional shopping malls towards online retailers. Bring on board. To include or incorporate something new. Synonym for. Bring on board. Include, incorporate, add, enlist, recruit, welcome. The company brought on board a team of consultants to help with the restructuring. The company decided to bring on board a team of consultants for fresh perspectives. We need to bring on board new technology to stay competitive in the market. Step up. To increase in intensity or effort. Synonym for. Step up. Increase, raise, enhance, heighten, intensify, amplify. The team decided to step up their training regimen in preparation for the competition. The organization needs to step up its efforts to meet the changing market demands. The government needs to step up efforts to combat climate change. Boil off. To evaporate or convert a liquid into vapor through boiling. Synonym for. Boil off. Evaporate, vaporize, steam away, dissipate, disappear by boiling, evanesce. The chef allowed the excess liquid to boil off to thicken the sauce. The chemist boiled off the solvent to isolate the pure compound. As the water reached its boiling point, steam began to boil off from the surface. Break down. To decompose or disintegrate into simpler substances. Synonym for. Break down. Decompose, disintegrate, deteriorate, fragment, collapse, degenerate. Enzymes help break down complex molecules into smaller components during digestion. The old car finally broke down after years of use. Enzymes in the stomach help break down food into simpler substances for digestion. Bubble up. To produce bubbles of gas within a liquid, typically due to heating. Synonym for. Bubble up. Foam up, froth up, effervesce, fizz, seethe, simmer. The boiling soup bubbled up, releasing its aroma throughout the kitchen. As the water heated, bubbles began to bubble up to the surface. When the solution was heated, bubbles of gas began to bubble up to the surface. Combine with. To react chemically with another substance to form a compound. Synonym for. Combine with. React with, mix with, blend with, fuse with, incorporate with, unite with. Oxygen combines with hydrogen to form water. Sodium combines with chlorine to form table salt. Hydrogen combines with oxygen to form water. Cool down. To decrease in temperature, often to reach a desired state. Synonym for. Cool down. Chill, lower the temperature, quench, temper, subside, ease off. After heating, the reaction mixture was allowed to cool down to room temperature. After the workout, it's important to cool down to prevent muscle soreness. Let the soup cool down before serving. Dissolve in. To mix a solute into a solvent to form a homogeneous solution. Synonym 4. Dissolve in. Mix in, blend in, melt in, integrate, incorporate, disappear into. As the sugar slowly dissolved in the hot tea, it sweetened the beverage to perfection. The medication quickly dissolved in her bloodstream. Evaporate off. To convert a liquid into vapor and remove it from a solution or mixture. Synonym 4. Evaporate off. Vaporize, dissipate, disperse, volatilize, steam away, evanesce. The chemist evaporated off the solvent to concentrate the solution. The alcohol quickly evaporated off, leaving behind a residue. Allow the excess water to evaporate off before sealing the container. React with. To undergo a chemical reaction with another substance. Synonym 4. React with. Combine with, interact with, engage with, respond to, confront, counteract. Acid reacts with metal to produce hydrogen gas. Oxygen reacts with iron to form rust. Metals often react with acids to produce hydrogen gas. Sublimate into. To transition directly from a solid to a gaseous state without passing through a liquid phase. Synonym 4. Sublimate into. Vaporize, convert to gas, transcend, ascend, rise above, exalt. Dry ice sublimates in a carbon dioxide gas without melting into a liquid. Under extremely low pressure and cold temperatures, solid carbon dioxide can sublimate into carbon dioxide gas without passing through a liquid state. Dry ice sublimates into carbon dioxide gas at room temperature. Settle out. To separate solid particles from a liquid by allowing them to sink to the bottom. Synonym 4. Settle out. Precipitate, deposit, sink, accumulate, collect, fall out. After centrifugation, the precipitate settled out at the bottom of the test tube. The centrifuge was used to settle out the solid particles from the liquid solution. After letting the mixture sit for a while, the sediment settled out at the bottom of the container. Burn off. To undergo combustion and convert into ash, gases, and heat. Synonym 4. Burn off. Incinerate, combust, torch, ignite, scorch, sear. The morning fog burned off as the sun rose higher in the sky. She went for a run to burn off some calories after eating a large meal. During combustion, organic compounds burn off and release carbon dioxide and water. Precipitate out. To form a solid substance from a solution due to a chemical reaction. Synonym 4. Precipitate out. Form a precipitate, fall out, settle, deposit, set, coalesce. Adding silver nitrate to sodium chloride solution causes silver chloride to precipitate out. Adding a specific reagent caused the metal ions to precipitate out of the solution as a solid. The sudden temperature change caused the dissolved salts in the water to precipitate out. Neutralize with. To counteract the effects of an acidic or basic substance by adding a corresponding opposite. Synonym 4. Neutralize with. Counteract with, balance with, offset with, nullify with, cancel out with, compensate with. The acidic solution was neutralized with a base to bring it to a pH of 7. Acidic solutions can be neutralized with a base, such as sodium hydroxide. When handling a spill of a basic substance, it's important to neutralize it with an acid. You can find playlists for various languages in the video description. To practice the vocabulary, you are encouraged to explore our various apps. Links to these are also included in the description. If you found something new or interesting, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section and provide your valuable feedback. And please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more educational content.